That's how you really feel.
He doesn't know how to introduce himself.
I am MrCreepyPasta.
I'm Miss Shadow Lovely.
And that's MrCreepyPasta Jr.
No, I'm MrCreepyPasta.
Yeah.
I'm really confused by everything that has just happened.
No, for real, I'm Creepypasta Jr.
And I'm Miss Shadow Lovely.
We are YouTubers. We tell the spooky stories.
Woo!
Yeah! No, we tell scary stories known as creepypastas. If you guys just saw this creepypasta story time and Mr. Creepypasta in your program, you're like, oh cool, that sounds like food. It's not.
It could be.
I mean, yeah, there is a food, but that's not what we're doing here.
Spooky spaghetti.
Terrifying tortellinis, yes.
Frightening fettuccine.
We tell urban legends and stories done by authors all over the internet. Some done by us, most not done by us. But we are trying to be known as the voices of horror, at least we have been here for the past couple of years.
Yeah. Wow, that was good.
I made my booty rumble with that one. So we got a whole bunch of stories that are lined up for you guys. You guys are into hearing, like, you guys are sitting in campfire style. You guys ready to hear scary stories, yeah? Yeah, T-minus 1 minute, so I'm gonna go ahead and start with spooks.
Go to sleep.
This is one of my favorite stories to be able to start off with. I've been doing this one for the past, for like this year. You guys who were there last night probably recognize the story. If you were not at the 18 plus panel, you missed out on a lot of fun. She's making her way to the bathroom. It won't be long now before I have my first kill. Oh, this is so exciting. Okay, just like I planned. I stand here in the shower with my knife ready and drawn, and when she pulls back the curtain, well, it'll be curtains for her. I made a funny. Oh, here she is. I'm just going to take a little peek so I can get into the perfect position to pounce. Well, isn't this a treat? She's undressing in front of me. All right, that's fine. And slide out of those jeans, why don't you? Look at that. I'm gonna enjoy running my knife directly into you. Okay, time to get ready. She's approaching the shower now. Here she comes. Oh, she's sitting on the toilet. I wish I could give her some privacy, but this is kind of a unique situation. I guess everything will be fine, just as long as, oh God. Is she taking it? Oh, she is. I'm afraid this is terribly embarrassing. Lord, it stinks in here. Okay. I honestly didn't know the human body was capable of creating such a stench so foul. What the hell did she have for lunch today? It smells like 3-week-old cat food that's been left out in the dumpster behind a sushi restaurant. I can taste it. Why can I taste it? How about a courtesy flush, darling? Boy, you're raised in a barn? Never mind that. Even barn animals can be offended by this putrid concoction inside that fucking porcelain pot you're sitting on. Oh my God. Oh, she's picking her nose now. That's it. This woman has lost all sex appeal as far as I'm concerned. Christ, she's really digging in deep, isn't she? What the hell is she trying to do? Scratch her brain? Oh no, don't you do it! Don't you eat that boogie, young lady! Ah, she ate it. Unbelievable. Okay, stiff upper lip. Let's look through this. Sure, things haven't gone exactly as expected, but that doesn't mean that this can't still be a successful outing. She appears to be finishing up anyways. Straighten up. Wipe the tears from your eyes. Back into position. You don't want a nickname like the Blubbering Butcher or the Crybaby Killer, do you? That's not scary. Oh, of course you wipe back to front. Nothing surprises me anymore. Wait, where's she going? No, don't go. I think you might need a shower after dropping that bomb crap. You aren't clean. Oh, at least wash your hands. That's Thoughts of a Modest Murderer by Vincent Benicoffa.
Yum.
Yeah.
That was
Wet your palate?
That was gooey. Yeah.
Anybody feeling like kind of sick from the flesh tearing out of the back of the skull? No, I love there's certain things about horror. Because when Stephen King defines horror, there's 3 different kinds. There's the gross out horror, which is essentially the one you just did.
The gore.
Yeah. There's the horror that was essentially the same one that Shadow Lovely did, which is to say that if the lights go out, there's the monster that could potentially be there. You turn around and you suddenly see a monster sticking in the back of the room. And then there's the third kind of horror, which is called terror. And that's to say that you're in a dark room, you feel the breath of the monster on the back of you, you can hear it snarl, but when you turn around, there's nothing there.
Like that?
Kind of.
Okay.
That's the science behind the jump scare, actually.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the fear of spiders.
And then the fear of spiders?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's its own category.
I guess reliving that night and putting my experiences on paper will help me get over the trauma. See, a few years ago, I was in a motorcycle wreck. I broke my left tibia, fibula, shattered my right. Well, you don't need to know. In all honesty, I was immobilized from the shoulders down by a heavy body cast. They told me that I was lucky. My wife, Violet, was supportive and nurturing. She never once complained about having to care for me. She cooked all my meals, kept me company, and emptied my bedpan without grimacing. About 2 weeks in, Jenna called us, bawling because her college roommate died. Vi had to leave immediately and be there for her. Vi's sister, Kathy, was going to take care of me. When I woke up the following morning, Vi was off to get Jenna. Kathy was there, cheerfully making breakfast and talking up a storm as if she'd help me with more embarrassing biological needs later. Like her sister, she never made me feel ashamed. But she left around 11 that night and told me that she'd be back at dawn. See, I like to sleep with the TV on. For some reason, I find it comforting. I drift off while the game was finishing and only wake up when I felt something thud against the cast on my chest. In the flickering light of the television, I saw a huntsman spider staring back at me. She was bigger than most of the ones I'd seen around here, maybe the length of a rugby ball. My breath caught in my throat, and every muscle in my body fired in an attempt to push the thing off me. I couldn't move. I started yelling at the spider, hoping it might scare her away. She wasn't frightened. She turned around and exposed her abdomen, and I gasped. Her back and belly were covered in babies. They rippled like wind-blown fur as they moved over their mother's body. The huntsman turned back towards me and walked closer to my face. Before then, I'd never thought about spiders having a scent, but this one did. It smelled like a wet dirt, sort of like how outside smells after a rainstorm. The smell intensified as its long legs reached my face. I squeezed my mouth and eyes shut. Its prickly legs advanced first to my lower lip, then my nose, then my eyelids, and finally, my forehead. Its leg span stretched from ear to ear, hairline to chin. Its thick, heavy body ran from my chin to right between my eyes, and it stayed there. I tried to hold my breath. To say I was horrified, that would be an understatement. I wished I was dead. I prayed to be dead. My prayers went unanswered as it walked a little higher, letting its abdomen brush against my nose. And then I sneezed. The huntsman immediately buried its fangs into my forehead as its baby streamed from her abdomen onto my face. I shrieked. Tiny spiders crawled over my cheeks, squirming through my beard and hit me in the eyelashes. I thrashed my head back and forth in an attempt to get them off me. The mother moved onto the pillow by my right ear and bit my cheek. It felt like a wasp sting. Then she ran over my shoulder and pushed herself through the tiny opening of the cast by my armpit. At this point, I was screaming uncontrollably. A sea of baby arachnids explored my nostrils' hair and were starting to fill my ears. I felt a tendon or ligament or something like that snap as I was thrashing, sending white-hot pain through my neck. Trying to move my head after that was excruciating. As the babies dispersed throughout my face and head, the mother explored under the cast. To this day, I have no idea how she was able to compress herself to fit underneath the thing. She wandered over my chest and stomach. She exited the cast by my crotch, only to move back inside by my legs. She stopped at the underside of my knee, and that's where she stayed. When Kathy arrived in the morning, I'd somehow fallen asleep. I guess the exhaustion brought on by the horror I'd experienced forced my body to shut down, even though my mind was still soaked in terror. Obviously, to the events of the night before, Kathy just shook me awake. I started screaming again at her. I felt the huntsman's spider behind my knee. She must have been sleeping there too and was startled awake by my yelling. She bit my leg over and over as Kathy tried to calm me down and tried to get me to fill her in on what was happening. By the time I was able to tell her, she looked like she was about to faint. Now, I'd always considered myself somewhat of an arachnophobe, but Kathy's fear of them was light years beyond my own. She called emergency services and they sent a couple of guys who were able to coax the thing out and kill her. In the end, yeah, I suppose that is a bit anticlimactic. See, Vi came home with Jenna later in the day and Kathy and I told her about my night, and neither of them were able to listen to the details. Family of arachnophobes. Time went by and my broken bones knitted together and healed, and eventually I was back on my motorcycle. But every night though, I dream about the huntsman staring at me. I feel her young streaming across my face and up my nose and around the gaps of my teeth. Whenever there's a quiet moment, I hear them scratching at my eardrums. And I'd swear that every time I clean my ears, I'm pulling out eggs. It's body cast by the unsettling stories.
Ew.
Wait,
I'm itchy.
you're afraid of spiders? You're afraid of spiders?
I'm itchy.
You're afraid of it?
Yeah, I'm itchy too. No.
You afraid of water?